Sir Berkeley's operating companions for Easter 2025 were two Andrew Barclay locomotives. Here, 1941 built Swordfish approaches Brockford Station. This locomotive, a 060 saddle tank, was built in 1941 for the Stanton Iron Works Company's Glendon North Quarries in Northamptonshire. Swordfish's maker's number 2138, as proclaimed by the BR-style smokebox door number plate.
My camera's not just quite so impressive as
The other Barclay locomotive, maker's number 2315 of 1951, was built for the British Electricity Authority, London. It was used at Braehead Power Station in Renfrew, Scotland. Now known as Lady Ingrid, it was originally known as plain Braehead number 1.
That's the way you start into it and leave some of the vehicles.
Here can be seen a good comparison of the two Barclay locomotives' aesthetic characteristics. The earlier Swordfish, with its higher pitched boiler and slimmer spectacles, and the later Lady Ingrid, with its lower boiler pitch, squatter general appearance and flatter spectacles. Here the veteran Manning Water locomotive Sir Berkeley makes its first appearance in this video, at the tower waiting to take on water.
What's in the time? Blackman's on the side. I mean, it's in the side. Have you got a bit more than Castle and Valley? I think I'll go on to it. That's the old one, isn't it? The green one, that's the old one? Green one, or the base, or the green one's the oldest, I think, and it hasn't got a cab over the top. I see. So it's actually running up and down? It has, yeah.
This head-on view of Sir Berkeley highlights a number of important features. The less angular saddle tank that superseded the earlier pattern in the 1870s, the conventional pattern smokebox door that superseded the lift-up variety in the 1880s and 1890s, and the early pattern weatherboard harking back to the railway foundry days of the early 1850s. Sir Berkeley was built as a contractor's locomotive, as opposed to being supplied to a colliery or for other industrial use. This is evidenced by the two sets of buffers. The inner pair, of cuboid shape, were for moving earth wagons. Sir Berkeley's design pedigree, with its inside cylinders, domeless boiler, flat-sided saddle tank, raised inverted U-shaped firebox wrapper, and, in original form, double-boss wheel centres, dates back to a little 040 saddle tank built at the railway foundry around 1853. This locomotive, with 9-inch by 14-inch cylinders, is mentioned in David Joy's diaries in 1856 and may well have been owned by him. The last true Manning-Wardle design locomotives were built by Robert Stevenson and Hawthorne Limited in 1941.
The Olympus trip, but that climbing up in Finland, so I got rid of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite good, but it's old engine.
It's supposed to go tomorrow, or
after tomorrow, I think.
yeah.
Was it been here very long?
No, they say it's only been here like a week and then it's off somewhere else.
All right.
They said we're lucky to see it.
Well, I've seen it before, but fair enough. It belongs to the Middleton Railway. That's not bad. 45 a ticket.
This view shows well the aesthetic features of the later pattern Barclay steam locomotive, although the basic saddle tank profile evolved from the 1880s. This general Kilmarnock style of appearance all but monopolised Scottish industrial steam locomotive production for 7 decades.
Straight up my way back.
Yeah, it's going to be Monday when it's busy.
I went to North Norfolk on Friday.
Nice.
No traffic either way. No? When I went up on the Monday, part of the roundabout is also a tourist club.
Yeah.
And there was a mile of queue and 3 miles the other way.
Yeah.
When I went up Good Friday, I went straight through. Couldn't believe it, would you?
Yeah.
And coming back, no problem at all coming back.
Had a nice time in North Norfolk yesterday.
Yeah, Friday. It was okay, except the 2 locos that should have been running well. Which is typical these days.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 16-inch Huns lot.
Yeah.
So discovered, rediscovered.
Yeah.
But where? In the common grounds. It went and stood at Mean Valley for a while, went to Spa Valley where they've done some road.
Yeah.
And now it's been finished off at North Norfolk.
Right.
And they said it'd be ready for Easter.
Right.
And the vintage train should have been Whistleton.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that weren't running. And the saddle tank was
Not quite the same.
So, I negotiated a visit to the April and got down the depot.
Oh, that's nice.
Take them round.
That's really nice.
So my brother used to work there on the footplate.
Oh, right.
Not that they knew him as such, but they took our word for it.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
That was 8 years ago now. But yeah, it was alright. Somerset and Dorset was running, and they've renumbered that now to the LMS version.
Right.
And WB.
Right.
It's an of course it's on Sunday. Of course that came from Greece.
Go back a bit soon.
Thank you for
And finally, one of the day's highlights, as Sir Berkeley heads up a passenger train into Brockford with Lady Ingrid banking.
Look at that, we're even going to get in the platform.